Now let's see this exercise, number 48. Given the arithmetic progress sequence, negative 124, negative 124, negative 114, how many terms should we add to the sum to get a positive sum? Because initially we're going to have a summation with negative terms, and our summation, it is going to grow more and more into the negative side. But as the terms begin to get positive, our summation is going to stop going to the negative, and it is going to start going into the positive side. So how many terms should we add to get a positive sum? Okay, the first term it is going to go from negative into the positive. What is that term? So think for a minute and do the math. And most importantly, eventually you're going to find an equation, a second degree order equation, but don't resolve that second degree order equation. Try to see if you can solve for n without having to resolve the second degree order, okay? Because the reason I created this exercise, it was not to solve another second degree order equation, but to reason within that equation and try to take the more something deeper, okay, than the basic reasoning. Okay, anyway, try to solve in your way and then we're going to see. Okay, let's start to resolve this problem. Well, what do we have in here about information? We have this information. We are talking about the sum, and not just any sum, a positive sum. But we start with negative values. So what can we do? Okay, well, let's start. To start with, we have the summation of, we have no idea how many terms it's going to be, okay? Therefore, it's going to be n, okay? This is going to be discovered. What is going to be that sum? It is going to be a1 plus an, the last one, multiplied by n, divided by 2. But that doesn't help us anything. So let's plug in all the information we can. Now, what is a1? Minus 134. Okay. What is an? Let me write in blue. What is going to be an? Well, an I'm going to write as a function of a1. So I'm going to write an now. Okay, in here I'm going to write this one. an is going to be a1 plus n minus 1 times d. I know what is d. What is d? If you just look at this, can you imagine what is it? Always plus 10. Okay, always plus 10. This is our d. 10. Just that. Okay, so this is going to be our an. Now multiply by n divided by 2. Let's continue. Okay, well, I know that a1, it is just that, right? Okay, this is a1. Let's substitute. So our summation, it is getting better, right? We are getting rid of those variables. Now it's going to be minus 134 minus 134 plus, I'm going to apply the distributive property, okay? It is going to be 10n minus 10, okay? Multiply by n divided by 2. What is that? Well, 164, okay, 168, okay, minus, this is going to be negative 268 minus 10. So this is going to be minus 278 plus 10n times n divided by 2. Okay, now let's just write again in here, because down there is not good to explain. So our summation, it's going to be negative 278 plus 10n multiplied by n divided by 2. Well, now there is something very important. I want that summation to be greater than 0. Right? Now, let's see some things in here. We have a multiplication, okay? Let's call this A, B. Well, this is bigger than 0, okay? This is not going to be in the way. Now, what I want you to think about it is this. A, where is my pen? Times B, and that must be greater than 0. Well, B, it is just n. I know for sure that B, it is going to be greater than 0. Why? Because we cannot have n with negative values. This is going to be always greater than 0. Always. Okay, always. Now, what I must be certain is that that one, it is also greater than 0. Okay, because this one, it is always going to be greater than 0. There is no other way around. So what I want to make sure is that A, let's write in this, let's take this pen in here. So that guy in here must also be greater than 0. Because if this one is negative, then this one is not what we are looking for. Okay, so what you are going to do is this, and that's why I told you I didn't want you to go into any second degree order, okay, equation. Just think about it, what we have. So A must be greater than 0. And what is A? Minus 278 plus 10n must be greater than 0. 10n must be greater than 278 and must be greater than 27.8. Now, something very important. N equals, let's put in here, for n, Sn, let's make like this, okay? Sn, let's write like this. Sn, no, it's not good. 1 second. Okay, now let's start over here. Our summation of the first 27 terms, it is going to be less than 0, negative value. Why? Because to be 0, it must be greater than 27.8. 27, it is before 27.8. Therefore, it's going to be negative. Now, if I choose now S28, that one it is going to be greater than 0 for sure. Why? Because 28, it is bigger than this. Okay? So, our answer is just S28. Now, to end with this exercise, I would just like to plot something here. Okay, the answer is this, okay? The answer is 78. The term we are looking for is we need to add at least 28 terms. But I just would like to make an analysis in here. So this is going to be our n, and this is going to be our Sn, the summation. And let's bring that equation, okay? I'm going to write in a different way. It is the same equation, but I'm going to write in a way we can plot it. Sn is going to be what? This is going to be 10n squared divided by 2 is going to be 5n squared minus 139n. I'm going to plot this equation, okay? Now, if we just plot this equation, we're going to get something like this. When n is 0, we have 0 summation, okay? And after is going to be 0 again when it is 27.8, okay? So it's going to be something like this. That is going to be our curve, okay? Now, what I wanted to show is this. What is going to be this value in here? The maximum negative. Well, the maximum negative, it is going to be, here is going to be 13.9, okay? Well, if you derivate this function once, we are going to get to, let's put in here, you don't have to know this, okay? I'm just going to explain to you how you just get this number, okay? If you derivate once, it's going to be 10 n minus 139. What am I doing? That 2 I'm bringing into here, so it's 5 times 2 and n to the power 1. This n goes in here, multiplied by 139, and then n to the 0. You don't have to know this, okay? But when this goes to 0, okay, it means we are going to have this flat part in here, and therefore n is going to be 139 divided by 10, which is 13.9, okay? Just to get an idea. And this point, if I'm not mistaken, it is going to be around 966, negative 966.05, okay? So up to this, we don't have this term 13.9, okay? But what I want to show you is around the term number 13, we are going to be growing into more and more negative, and after that we are going to start to rising up in our summation. What does that mean? Well, because after the term number 14 we are going to start to have positive values in our sequence, okay? And what I just wanted to follow is this. This is the most important part, okay? This is going to be our 27.8, okay? N equals this, we have exactly 0. Now, what I want you to understand is this, okay? This is going to be n equals 27, this part in here. And this is going to be like n equals 28, okay? And if we just made it to the curve, okay? If n equals 28, what is going to be our summation? Is going to be positive, okay? For n 28, we are going to get a positive one. But if n, it is before 27.8, maybe just 27, we are still into the negative side of our summation, okay? And that's what it means. You have to go to the right to get a positive number, okay? It's just a curiosity, but it's just to show what is going on, okay? You just have to see this once, and then everything else is solved. The exercise per se, it's very simple, but what I want you to understand, it is reasoning, okay, why we are going to have this change, okay? So that's for the exercise, and of course, let's just say the answer. The answer it is going to be n must be 28, okay? Meaning we have to add 28 terms to get a positive summation. Thank you very much. See you in exercise 49.